So nice to meet you guys. I'm Mikaela from the Nocturnal. You guys are amazing. I love the show. So we're going to get right into it because we don't have too much time.
Thank
All right.
you.
So, what inspired and piqued the idea for this show?
Well, let me tell you. So Megan and I, it comes from kind of a dark place, but I think after seeing the show, we're people who like to find the light, the levity in darkness. About 10 years ago, Megan and I we'd finished college, we were out in the world, and our father, who's always struggled with alcoholism, became very ill, and our family
Yeah.
sort of lost everything. So we found ourselves moving back home, moving into our parents' house where we were there
Our
for,
teenage
yeah, we were there for
bedrooms.
about 4 or 5
I was there for
years.
6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was that time where we were really struggling to kind of figure out what our lives were and what was next for us and what would
Yeah.
happen. And there was a moment where I think one of us said, I feel dead inside. I feel like I have stepped out of my own life and I'm watching it from outside of my body. And I think that was a moment
Yeah.
that, oh, this this is a show. This is a story that we can share about what it means to lose everything or feel lost or at the bottom of a well, and to know that you can, if you work hard and open up about your experience, you can find a way out of it. That there is hope at the end.
Definitely.
So for us, that was sort of the genesis.
Mhm.
I love that. And I feel like we've all experienced that before, that out of body experience. So, I mean, I wanted to know what really inspired Afterlife, but now you've told me. So that's exciting. But I'm sorry to hear about, the passing of your father and stuff. But now it's like,
He actually recovered.
He actually recovered.
oh,
Believe it or
wow.
not.
Yeah,
Believe it or
he
not. So
recovered.
yeah, there's hope.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
happy
yeah,
ending to that story
yeah.
too.
That is a happy ending. And it's a happy ending right now, too. But
Yeah.
all right, so let's talk about the script. I know you said hope. Is that what you would love to inspire people that are watching right now, the audience that is to see the show? Is that what you want them to feel after watching the show? Is it hope or is it something else?
I think it's hope, definitely. I also think that it's the comfort of knowing you're not alone. I guess
Yeah.
that's sort of adjacent to hope. But I feel like when we started sharing what was going on with us and what we were struggling with, we realized so many people struggle with the same or similar issues. And once we started talking about it, we felt like we were so much freer. We weren't being held down by this thing that was scaring us essentially. So I hope that freedom to be open about things that are difficult is also a big part of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you're not alone. I definitely
Yeah.
have experienced that before. I feel like not too long ago, I asked someone, "Have you ever had like that out of body experience? Like you feel like you're looking at yourself in a way. It's kind of weird,
It
but,
is. It
but you
is.
guys wrote about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We know it well.
Yeah. All right. So, who would you say was the most complex character to write about?
That's a good
The
question.
most complex character, I think that Simon straddles two worlds. So I think
Yeah.
Simon was probably the most difficult, not the most difficult, challenging, only
Yeah.
because he had to keep a secret. And the risk of telling, in episode 4, he starts and tries to tell, without giving you too many spoilers, he tries to share with another living person this relationship he has with a dead person. And then
Yeah.
realizes that person can't handle it and he has to keep this to himself. It's not going to work. So I think that is, you know, the idea, and by the way, I think a lot of kids live in have duality now, live in two worlds. There's IRL and there's
Yeah.
virtual. There's a reality online they have. So, and they straddle it. And I think they'll relate to Simon as well because of this.
Yeah.
So that was a challenge to write, that situation, that scenario.
Yeah.
I could see that. I mean, his character was so much fun to watch. I love his energy, and you guys did such a great job on the script. I personally have never watched a show like this, but like you mentioned earlier, it's like not feeling alone. And I feel like a lot of people that are going to see that are going to get the hope and they're not going to feel alone after watching this show. So
Oh,
thank
that's
you guys
great.
so much for your time
Thank you.
Thank you.
and congratulations. This is huge.
Thank
Oh,
you so
thank you so
much.
much. It's
Thank
so
you so
sweet.
much.
It's so nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you too. You guys look really, really cool.
You look
Your
beautiful.
cheeks,
Great
yeah, your
lighting.
lips. Oh my God.
God.
Thank you guys. Congratulations on the new show, by the way. This is huge.
Oh,
Thank you.
thanks.
So I have to ask you guys, when you first read the script, what did you think about?
I was
Just one thing.
honestly, I was just like, oh, I want this because I was just like, I sent the audition and I was like, oh, okay, I want to do this. This is so fun.
I don't think I got sent the script when I first auditioned, just like 3 scenes from the first 2 or 3 episodes. And so I was like, oh, I really was focused on the character versus I didn't know what happened in the story. And I was like, that character is such a badass. I hope one day they'll let me do this. And they did.
I love that. What about you, Peyton?
Yeah, I think I thought I just want to do this too. I don't think it wasn't crazy deep the first time I read it. I just had heard good things and then I wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah.
I love that. I mean, I think all of you guys have such complex characters, and all of the characters are completely different. Like Nick, for your character, it is very complex, but there's a lot of sensitivity there as well. What did you do to build that character for yourself throughout the season?
Yeah, I mean, I really can't take a lot of credit. It was the creators and the writers and Nate and Megan, the siblings who made it. They really give you everything that you kind of need, but also the story of, his backstory of being closeted in the 90s. It was something that I like understand. So it was, yeah, there was definitely a sensitivity, like you said, that was easy to kind of bring to the character.
Well, maybe easy for me.
Yeah.
I have to say, like when Nick auditioned, I feel like they immediately were like, "That's Charlie."
Yeah.
There's something about like what a person brings to the character, and it's like
No, it's true. I felt like your presence once I saw you on the show. I was like, oh, he's so sweet. I'm so excited to get to know him.
It's
You know what
all
I mean?
fake.
Yeah.
Well, Peyton, have you ever thought about the afterlife? We're talking about the 90s and back in the day. I mean, have you ever thought about the afterlife rather than the now?
Oh, I think about it probably just as much as I think about the now. I think about it so much. Probably like, honey, live in the now. Stop thinking about that. I think about it so much, and especially because of this show, it's like the whole theme was just there, but now we've kind of reckoned with the theme, and now it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's definitely interesting. I think about the afterlife too much too. We definitely have to live in the now for sure. All right, Sarah, I love your character so much. You're so spicy, and I just love it so much. And how would you describe how you felt playing that character?
Well, I felt scared because
Really?
I'm
Why?
not that cool. So there, like if I'm playing a nervous character and you're nervous on set, you can just use that, and I played like nervous, like nerdy character, and so that you can almost funnel all that anxious energy into. And when someone's like cool, calm, and collected, and your heart is racing because all the cameras are on, you don't know your line, and you're like, oh God, how is anyone going to buy this? And Max Winkler, who's one of our EPs, and he directed the first 2 episodes. It was the first episode, and he was directing me, and he was like, Sarah, because I was trying to find her. I was like, I promise I'm there, and promise I'm getting there. And he was like, no, Sarah's over here. Rhonda's over here. Rhonda is strong. Rhonda's not neurotic. And I turned to Max and I was like, did you just call me weak and neurotic? And that's the difference between Rhonda and Sarah.
Yeah, and you do it so well.
And I do it. Thank you so
That
much.
is my favorite story.
No, you do it so
Yeah,
well.
I had to find her.
I just love how you play, and you are very calm, very spicy,
you.
all the things.
My heart's like, oh, I can't do the acting thing.
Well, you did it.
You did it.
All right, so I have one last question to ask before I let you guys go. What advice would you give to your characters?
Oh, to our characters.
How do we do that without like giving away any of the plot?
Oh, yeah.
Don't give away. Use one word. One word to give advice.
I go,
The pressure. That's a
Smile,
good
babe.
one. That's a good one, Sarah.
Move on, is what I would say.
Move on.
Sorry, move
I like that.
onward.
What about you, Peyton?
I'm trying to think of how to describe don't take everything on. Like not everything is like I guess responsibility would be the word. Just don't take on so much responsibility for
You go
everything.
responsibility.
Yeah.
Don't
No
do it.
responsibility. All right. Well, I love that for all of you guys. Again, you guys look amazing. Congratulations. Time. And we're going to jump right into it. So what do you like most about this script? The script is very complex. And seeing the show, I've only seen 3 episodes so far. I want to see so much more.
It is very complex, and we throw a lot at you in the first episode and those first 3 episodes, but it's for a good reason. I know it's kind of a crazy universe that they've created, but it lets us do so much more. And I think that everybody's going to be really excited to see what unfolds. It's really interesting because when I decided to be a part of this and they offered it to me and I hopped on, I only had read the first 2 episodes, and I just
Really?
because they don't want us to know anything our characters don't know. They want to
Yeah.
keep it fresh for us, and they also don't want us to like accidentally leak anything that happens. If you spoil a murder mystery, it's like far less
So
enjoyable.
basically,
But
so
yeah.
basically, you don't know what happened to Maddie.
Okay, well, we've shot it since then, and I've figured it out, I guess. But I get, after reading the first 2 episodes, I knew that this writing was amazing, and they're gonna take it to an amazing place. And I definitely was the person in the cast trying to figure it out as we were going on. I had like a whole board set up in my room with like everybody and like connecting like yarn together and whatnot.
You're playing
But
detective.
yeah, totally. And I did not even come close. And when we read the final episode and the table read, we were so relieved to know that it ended this way. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna tell you how, but it's very satisfying and it's a really cool ending. And I can't wait for everybody to see it and you to see it.
I love that. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen 3 episodes so far, and I'm tapped in. I'm like recommending it to everyone. I love it so much.
That is awesome. Thank you.
I have to ask you, your characters, you're playing a jock, you're really cool, you're really chill, you're really fun. All the things, all the good things. Would you say that you can relate to your character, or is your character a little bit different than who you are in real life?
You set that up in a way where if I agree, I think I'm like the coolest person ever. But I do relate to Wally in many ways. And it's interesting because when I first signed on, like I said, didn't know much about him. I knew that he was the 80s jock. He becomes so much more than that. He's multi-layered, and when you take a deeper into his purpose, you learn a lot more about. I really connect to him. But then again, since the start, he wants to keep the peace. He's very positive. I like to consider myself a
Yes.
positive person. And he's definitely the most fun to play. And it was easy becoming him every day at work and just like slipping into it. He's really fun, for lack of a better
I love
word.
that. So you guys are kind of like twins.
I think that there's nobody else that I'm even close to, I feel like, character-wise, in the cast. Me and Wally are definitely the most similar. And I think as the show went on, I just realized just how similar we were. If Wally was a real person, he'd be my best friend. He'd be my twin brother. I love him. He's awesome.
I love that. I love the love. It feels so good. So prior to playing in this show, have you ever thought about the afterlife?
Yeah, I've thought about it. This might be like a lame answer. I don't know if there's like a place that we go to, or I don't know. To be honest, I don't need to know. I'd rather just live my life here on Earth and live
Same.
it to its fullest. I do think that the energy and the soul has got to go somewhere. I don't know if Milo, as we know him, will specifically continue on that way, but
Yeah.
my energy's got to go somewhere. I come from a family of professors and scientists. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. I got energy in here. It's got to go somewhere. But I guess I'll wait and see. I guess I'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out in the afterlife.
Yes. Dude, that sounds like a
So
cool book. Let's figure it out in the afterlife.
let's
I'd
figure.
write.
I mean, listen, it might be the next season, the sub-subject of the next season. You never know.
Don't get me excited.
So what do you want the viewers who are going to be watching this, what do you want them to feel after watching the show?
It's one of those shows where every episode is going to leave you feeling a different way.
Yeah.
It's also one of those shows where every character conveys a different message. You do take a deeper dive into all the characters' lives, and I think at first the point is that we're feeding into like, oh, this is the trope of like the kid from the 90s. This is like the 60-year-old, or not 60-year-old, the girl from the 60s who's, I guess, 60 years dead. But
Yeah.
but I think that we start that way so that as we unraveled the show, you realize there's so much more to each character than you initially thought. And there's so many differences, but there's also so many similarities and so many things that no matter what time you went to high school, it's like a universal thing that we all go through, and we all have similar struggles and feel the same way. But I don't hope they leave the show feeling anyway, but however way they do leave, obviously that the show resonated with them to leave them feeling that way. And I hope they feel something. That's what I'll say. That was such an actory thing to say. I hope they feel something watching this show.
They definitely will feel something. And I agree with you. Every character is completely different, but you guys are all in the same place, you know, in different capacities. So I love that answer. And there's no lame answer ever. All right.
Thank you.
So what would you say if someone's like, what can I binge watch next weekend? What's the answer to that one?
Like outside of the show.
Oh, no. This, like, I wanted you to say the show.
Oh, well, once all the episodes are out, then binge watch this show. It comes out like the first 2 episodes come out first, and then it goes like one by one every week, which like personally, I'd rather the whole thing just drop and we can all watch it and sit at home and just watch it in like a day and just like enjoy it. But you know, they want to keep you on edge and they want you to wait a whole week before you can
They want to keep you on edge, but I definitely think that this show is binge worthy. Personally, I love kind of waiting to watch everything all together. So any which way, Milo, it's been a pleasure meeting you. Good luck on your press run, and also congratulations on the new show.
Thank you so much, and I hope I get to see you again soon. This has been awesome.
Have you ever thought about the afterlife?
Yes. Yeah, no, all the time.
Yeah.
I haven't come to a decision to what the afterlife is.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Spencer?
I'm right with Rainbow on this one. You know, it's a big question mark for me. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely something that keeps me up at night.
I hope not too late.
No,
All right. Well,
no,
Spencer, I've seen you play so many different roles. So for this role, it's a little bit different than what I've seen you play before. What did you do to prepare for this one?
Well, I think that a lot of the things I've done in the past, I've worked to try and make it so different from myself. I think a big part of this job was trying to like be as in tune and close to who I am, and kind of just lace every scene with as much like honesty as I could.
I definitely saw the honesty. I feel like you were tapped in each and every scene. And similar to you, Rainbow, I also saw the same thing. I feel like both of you guys had a lot of chemistry, although there's a lot going on between you all. I don't want to give too much away. But how did you guys build that chemistry? Did you guys hang out a lot prior to the show for chemistry building?
I think we became really good friends from the get-go, to be honest. I think we definitely do and did spend a lot of time outside of filming together. But I think we all became a big family straight away.
Yeah. And Rainbow was always so game to like run lines and work on things off the set, which was, I think, really helpful and it shows in the show.
I love that. I can tell the chemistry is definitely there. So if you could describe this show in one word, what word would that be?
Thrilling.
Suspenseful.
Good word, good word.
I definitely think so. I've only seen 3 episodes so far, and I'm just like, I need more. What's gonna happen?
Yeah. Awesome.
Who would you recommend this show to? Because I mean, it is definitely about the afterlife. For those of you who are gonna see this interview afterwards, that's the only thing I can say. But who would you recommend watch this show?
I honestly think it's for everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, I showed it to my family, and my dad's a tough critic, and he was really into it. So I honestly think, if you have a pulse, give it a watch.
If you have a pulse, I mean, listen, even if you're in the afterlife, you could still give it a watch too.
Yeah. They have streaming. They have Paramount, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so Spencer, I guess your parents are excited about the show. What about you, Rainbow? How are your parents feeling? And are they excited for you? Because this is huge.
Yes, yeah. My entire family is so proud of me, and I'm doing it for them. So yeah, I'm excited.
I love this. And now I'm sure you're going to be doing it for a lot of other people there that are watching both of you. You guys are both talented. Congratulations on everything. So, Kirsten, your character is dealing with a lot. Your character is so fun to watch, literally. I'm like, what is his expression today right now? Did you have fun playing the character?
It was so much fun. All of his scenarios, all the situations he's in is outside of my own mind. It's bizarre, but it was fun. Majority of the time, to be honest with you, it's just so sad of a story. It's not very
Yeah.
happy. You go to set and you think, oh, I love to act, I love to do this, and you feel happy, and then the thing you're acting is really about the disappearance of your best friend, and doesn't make you
Yeah.
feel too good, but that's the job.
Yeah. I mean, it's sad, but in a weird way, there's humor and sadness in some ways. And I think that you had so much fun. I mean, me watching you, it looks so much fun watching you, and you had a great time playing it. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and
Great
they're the
job.
same. Yeah, humor and sadness, same thing. Because if the second that Maddie and Simon break into tears,
Yeah.
it's over. They're not gonna do anything. They won't have the emotional energy to pursue any kind of mission. So they laugh, right?
Yeah.
They tease each other. They joke because once the tear comes down, it's over.
Yeah.
So they laugh. Yeah, humor and sadness very linked together.
Definitely. Now, Kiara, you're also playing Maddie's best friend as well. So who do you think actually killed Maddie? It's a trick question. I know, I'm sure you guys already know, or maybe you don't, but who do you think did it?
I mean, I don't know. I had so many theories. I thought she was like in a cave somewhere bleeding out. I don't think that's it. They confirmed that wasn't it. But I don't know. There's just so many characters in this show, and I can't really say. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't think.
I like passed
That's
the
the
torch.
humor.
Don't you
That's
trying
the
to do that to
humor
me?
that I need.
Don't do that
That's
to
the
me.
humor that I'm talking about, is kind of, you brought that into the show as well. So I love that. It's like, I don't think. But all right, so who would you guys recommend watch this show? Because for me, if I could binge it, I would. I don't think the episodes are all bingeable until later on. But who would you recommend, like, hey girl, you need to watch this show?
I mean, I think there's something for everybody. I don't think it's just a young adult. I think there's for actual adults, older, your mom, your aunts, cousins, younger siblings. I think it's a slice for everybody. Like,
Yeah.
what do you think?
I mean, I don't want to do the cop out answer of saying, that the writers, they kind of wrote a universal story. They want to have a message that can be applied to everyone's lives. I think that's why they put so much time in trying to write School Spirits. But the selfish part of me wants a specific group of people to watch it. People who generalize a genre. I would want to give a high school drama a chance. See what we do. See the performances we give. I think we take it in a mature route. Or people who think high school comedies are cheesy. Well, watch The Ghosts. Their humor and comedic skills are like this. So any person who doubts the genre, give this show a shot.
Yeah, I love that. I definitely feel like everyone can definitely learn from this show. So to your point, Kara, I feel like this could be a nice family night show on a Friday night if you want to binge watch something a little spooky.
You all want to take bets on who you think the killer is. I think it's a fun little game
yeah.
until the end of the season.
All right, so if you could choose one word to describe how this show makes you feel, and when you first read the script, what would that one word be?
Oh, were you gonna say something?
You first.
Okay. I was gonna say destiny.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
It makes me feel reflective. That's the word. But when I first read the script, I thought odd.
I mean, I think odd too, because we're all odd in so many different ways, and the characters kind of show that, we're all in this together until the afterlife. All right, congratulations, everyone, both of you guys, on everything, and have a great rest of your press tour.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Have a
you
good
for
one.
your questions.